morning. Good morning. On behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing and Health Professions, I would like to welcome everyone to the pinning ceremony of the nursing graduates of the class of May 2019. My name is Dr. Crystal Harris, Associate Dean for the School of Nursing and Health Professions, and we want to thank you all for sharing in this time of honor and celebration. The conferring of the nursing pins on nursing graduates is a long-held tradition in our education. Each school or program of nursing has their own unique pin that is worn by all of the graduates of that program. This pin is traditionally worn as part of the professional nursing uniform or attire. And so the pinning ceremony became a tradition in nursing which marked the end of the student nurse period and the beginning of the professional nursing career. The conferring of the nursing pin is our way of acknowledging their accomplishments and welcome these Missouri Western graduates into the professional career of nursing. So let's give them a hand. I would like to thank Mosaic Life Care and Julie Thompson, the Chief Nurse Executive, for the lovely centerpiece that they sent to the graduates, and it was sent with their congratulations for the class of May 2019. I would also like to thank those members of the Missouri Western administration who have joined us here today, for without their support and their leadership, we would not be able to offer the high-quality nursing program and education for which we're very proud. Members of the university administration sitting on the platform are, to my immediate right, Dr. Doug Davenport, Interim Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Robert Vardabedian, our university president, Dr. Evelyn Brooks, our professor of nursing, and our speaker for this evening, and Dr. Ben Caldwell, Dean of the College of Professional Studies and Graduate School. Each individual sitting on this stage has helped build a legacy of quality teaching, scholarship, and service at Missouri Western through their vision and leadership. Please join me in thanking them again. A few of them won't be here next time around, so that's why I wanted that extra step in there. The graduates would not be here today were it not for the hard work and dedication of some of our for all of our nursing faculty who are seated at my right, and I would like the faculty to stand as we recognize them as well. In addition to the faculty in attendance today, we do have a few who are ill, so I apologize for that, and I hope they're feeling better. The names of our clinical faculty are on the back of your program, and you can take a look at those as well. And they help provide oversight to our clinical courses, and they are listed in the program. And last but not least, I certainly want to recognize all the people in the audience because I know that you have supported our graduates through the journey of this educational process that they have gone through. And we can't thank you enough for all the support that you have given to them. I would now like to ask Dr. Vardabedian to say a few words for us.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Harris, and welcome to our Spring 2019 pinning ceremony. It looks like we have 48 graduates this year, and a number of these graduates at our 11 o'clock commencement ceremony will receive additional honors and recognition at that event. This is a program that I'm very, very proud of. And this may seem unusual to our faculty and staff, but one of my fondest memories of the past 11 years has been sitting in on their exit interviews when they're going through accreditation. You wouldn't believe the glowing statements that I've heard both for the undergraduate and graduate program at those usually tense exit interviews for accreditation. But this program comes through with flying colors and usually beyond anybody's expectations. So thank you, faculty and staff and students, for that very fond memory over the past 11 years. Without question, this program is one of our shining stars, one of our biggest points of pride. And as you graduate from a rigorous program like this, you should be particularly proud. I have quite a bit of contact with people in the medical community, and even before saying hello to me, the first thing they say to me is, boy, we sure appreciate hiring your nurses. They've done a wonderful job for us. So thank you for that, outstanding students. I know you have a great career ahead of you. And as I've said every semester for the past 11 years, and this is my last pinning ceremony, I've said the same thing for each semester over the past 11 years in closing. And so I will close with that statement. Graduating class, wear your pins proudly, for we are very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Vardabedian. It's special to have you here. We really appreciate you. Each semester, the faculty nominate a Missouri Western graduate or faculty member who's demonstrated significant achievements and accomplishments in their professional career. This semester, our selection is Dr. Evelyn Brooks. She has asked for my introduction of her to be very short, so she could have more time to talk, I think. But Dr. Brooks is a role model for excellence as a nurse and 40 years worth, and as an educator. She has directed student health education and research projects that were impactful, not just to student learning, but also to the community at large. She developed and coordinated the iconic Healthy Buddy program, partnering Missouri Western State University students with students from 5 Title I schools in coordination with psychology, criminal justice, HPER, economics, and nursing. Another project impacted 60 Northwest Missouri high schools with nursing students presenting the March of Dimes, an ounce of prevention curriculum. This past semester, senior nursing students under Dr. Brooks' direction presented to well over 700 K-12 students in the St. Joseph and Northwest Missouri schools. Every semester, she chooses projects that are a win-win. They're a win for our students and a win for our community. The people that she has touched through these projects are too numerous to count. One of Dr. Brooks' greatest scholarly accomplishments has been publishing her book entitled Basic Statistics for Healthcare with her husband, Dr. Steve Brooks, now in its 7th edition. She always looks for ways to improve student understanding, and this text helps support that goal. She has presented posters and podium presentations at local, regional, and national events and conferences. In this last year, she also earned special honors, the Clayton and Colleagues 2018 recognition of exemplary contributions through research on service learning and community engagement from the International Association of Research on Service Learning and Community Engagement. Dr. Brooks has been heavily involved in student-directed research with projects and with undergraduate and graduate students, too numerous to count. And Dr. Brooks has the opportunity to teach students as they begin our program and as they end our program. So she's going to use this last opportunity to give some final words. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Brooks.
Thank you for those kind words, and now I get to talk to you guys one last time. Are you so excited? Yes. Tim Harford, a historian, wrote that Florence Nightingale, born in 1820, was the most celebrated nurse in history and was the first nurse to use statistical evidence to enhance public health, but she did not approach it boring. She developed the famous rose diagram, a beautiful array of colored wedges to share her story, which led to health improvements, increased life expectancy in the UK by 20 years, and saved millions of lives. Today, I want to introduce this graduating class using a beautiful array of colored data with a statistical approach to help you get to know and love these BSN and RN to BSN students. First, a little bit of quantitative data. 70%, you love it? Yes. 70% of this graduating class were born in Missouri, with 36% of those born in St. Joe. We also had students born in Kansas, Iowa, North Carolina, Mississippi, New Zealand, Germany, and Ghana, West Africa. The average for the BSN student to earn their degree was 4 years, although some finished in 3 and some in 8. The average for the RN to BSN were 2 years, with some finishing in 1 year to 3 years. 38% of these students are first-generation college students. The average BSN student worked 17 hours per week of outside employment, and the RN to BSN worked 28 hours per week, and that's an average. These students have a total of 41 children between 0 and 18 years of age. And I said with +2 on the way, but actually +1 because we just had the delivery yesterday. And she's not here today because, you know, busy. The average number of miles traveled per day for each student during the nursing program was 35 miles. But if you total that up, there was about 1,710 miles they traveled per day. Now, is that cool? There's 52 close relatives of these students are nurses. They did all this, plus one of the students played soccer all 4 years. 7 students got married. 6 students delivered babies during the program. Now that's 7. And 1 appendectomy. Right. One student remarked, "I've defied many odds that were against me being a teen mom, a single mom for 4 years, from a split home and a first-generation graduate, but I'm here today." As faculty, we have the honor of sharing in each of the students' future professional careers, but I want to share a colorful wedge of this experience. First, have you had a chance to read the student dedications that you were handed when you came in? You as family and friends have been the role model for our future nurses. If you read through some of those quotes the students wrote about you, your affirmation and support of these graduating BS students has been the foundation for them to also affirm and support their patients and coworkers. Reading through at least about 100 pages of capstone preceptor responses, student dedication, student reflections, it was amazing that the themes that emerged from what you said and what their preceptor said and what they said kind of marks what's right in front of me. The seal that includes enthusiasm, freedom, respect, courage, service, and quality. What I've done is I went through and did a little qualitative analysis of some of what the preceptor said when it had to do with enthusiasm about your students, you, the graduate. The student is excellent, is a very hardworking, smart student who is a fast learner, very compassionate and caring with patients, their families, and coworkers. And the student stated, "I love and am passionate about being a lifelong learner and by making a difference in people's lives when they are most vulnerable." And with freedom, the student quoted Florence Nightingale, "How very little can be done in the spirit of fear." And then they said, "I'm passionate about doing something that makes a lasting impact on others and myself. I love being in a position where I'm free, where I can care for people in need as well as make an impact on their life and in the community." What the preceptor said about respect on these students, this student is a definite team player. They have great communication skills when interacting with all levels of the team. And the student said, "I want to be an advocate for children and other vulnerable populations, caring for those whose voice isn't often heard." When we talk about courage, the preceptor said, "This student is highly intelligent, highly motivated, and took on new challenges happily and showed great flexibility. And they have the ability to handle stressful situations and assist wherever needed with a smile." And the student talked about courageous, "To the depths of my soul, I was born to be a nurse, to give myself a purpose in life, because I have a big heart and a strong stomach. I believe I was made to help people when they need it most." And in service, the preceptor stated, "This student was a pleasure and super helpful, bright, and is going to make an excellent nurse. Patients, families, and coworkers will be lucky to have this nurse. This nurse is willing to go above and beyond to help." And one of the students shared when they talked about service, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper to you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a good future." And that's Jeremiah 29:11. Another student said, "I want to help people and give back to the community the best way that I can help society. Help people get to their fullest potential of health and be part of that journey." Another student said, "Nursing gives me a purpose in life. I love people and love being able to serve people." Another student said, "Help educate my family personally and go back to where I came from and teach on disease prevention." Quality, this preceptor said, "This student is impressively knowledgeable regarding medication and the pharmacology behind the medications, is very equipped to start working in this field, possesses the quality and ability to evaluate patient needs quickly and respond appropriately." And the student said, "This made me a better human being, so I can go on to be an amazing, compassionate nurse. This was the most challenging experience I have been through, but I know it will be the most rewarding. And with quality of others, I want to be able to connect with the patients and give quality care to help make a difference in their lives, and the change in the patient's outlooks and outcomes by providing them with quality care." In the final capstone clinical conference, one of these graduates reflected on her clinical experience that week regarding a very vulnerable population and the patient she had worked with that week. Her passion left us all in tears. Her passion touched the entire clinical group. As future nurses, you will continue to share parts of your heart that you didn't even know you existed. Nursing has a way of reaching to the depths of your being. Nurses become very open vessels. You become vulnerable to your own feelings. This type of vulnerability reminds me of my 2-year-old grandson this past summer at Gulf Shores. One morning he got up and before he went to the ocean, he said, "Nana, today I want to wear naked." In nursing, you sometimes feel you have opened yourself up to all types of feelings. In clinical conferences in the classroom, we've had the pleasure of getting to know these students and how they have respectively and enthusiastically supported each other. During first semester, we know you worked hard and didn't have much sleep. One student in particular shared that a faculty, I believe that was Stephanie Stewart, pulled the student aside and was elated that the student had done so well on their third exam and asked her, "What strategies did you use to improve your grade?" "Annie, did you ever tell her you nodded off to sleep during the exam? But you woke up in time to nail it?" Yes. Don't try this on NCLEX. One student shared she used the following song to help. "I really hope I can do it because they're all depending on me and I'm ready to take on anything. I'm not giving up today because if you knock me over, I'll get back up again." I guess that was a troll song. I had to look that up when she told me that. One of your classmates often challenged test questions and answers in a very professional way, I might add. But only a true nursing student friend could be so honest and say to her classmate, "You're still wrong." Is that right, Edna? Many students use the library to get some serious studying done. The library was quite puzzled when she observed students doing strange dance moves, right? I think you told her, "No, we're just trying to remember some of the body system functions and processes," right? The intensity of study drives people to do amazing things. I'm so glad that you guys learned CPR from Heather and Laura rather than what you showed me on The Office. Another time, a group of students were deeply engaged in studying in the library during the warmer weather when Jordan yelled and jumped up on a chair. Some kind of animal had got loose in the library and rubbed up against his leg. Whew. It was such a blessing when the commotion died down to find out it was only Kat's little girl that was crawling around underneath the table and her bushy little ponytail had rubbed up against his leg. Students are intent in the classroom, although sometimes hilarious memes appear at random times during class, Sarah, right? And sometimes you just don't know what to say when questions. During clinical conference, I guess Dana asked a student to share something that they had learned this past week. It had been a long week. But Chase thought and stated, You'll get fired if you look the patient in the eyes when you catheterize them. Yes. My perception has changed regarding the Grinch, chicken nuggets, and back rubs since visiting with these students. But I agree with Hannah, as she stated, we see and do things that seem so foreign to our family and friends and society, but we know it is okay because it's nursing. 45 years ago, I never realized as I entered the nursing profession what an amazing life I would have. My only regret is that I didn't journal my personal growth. As BSN prepared nurses, you'll take on leadership roles. True leadership is multiplying yourself through other people. John Maxwell states, a successful person finds the right place for himself, but a successful leader finds the right place for others. Reminds me of this song by Tim McGraw and Laura McKenna, Humble and Kind. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you when you get where you're going. Don't forget to turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. About a year ago, I got a strange email requesting information about my maiden name, my married name, and my past work history, and it made me feel a little squeamish. A couple weeks later, I decided to respond. Of course, I used the Missouri Western account, not my own personal one. I'm so glad I did. It was one of my coworkers from about 40 years ago who had tried to look me up over the years and had been unsuccessful. She said, I never told you, but thank you for taking the time to teach, love, and support me as a young nurse who was quite unlovable, rough, and challenging. I've always wanted to thank you for investing in me and sticking with me. Jim Kelly, an NFL Hall of Fame player, said, what you do, make a difference today for someone who's fighting for their tomorrow. Sometimes your role will not be about supporting your patient, but also your colleagues. In Proverbs 31:8, it says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. We're all equal. Around Martin Luther King Day, I picked up my grandson from kindergarten, and from the back seat, he said with excitement, Nana, I have something interesting to tell you. Do you know what we did today? I said, no. Well, the teacher had a brown egg and the teacher had a white egg. And do you know that when she cracked them open, the yolks were the same? What a great message for all of us. We're all equal. The relationship we have with our patients and our colleagues is all about heart. Clearly, what we know about the human body has an impact, but it's the personal connection that matters. When you have a heart connection, you can share your knowledge. On May 19th, Meghan and Harry's wedding, the Chicago bishop, Michael Bruce, stated, love is the way, loves no boundaries. The people who have made a difference in the world for the good have consistently been people who have lived off the passion of love, greater than self, cared about other people, cared about changing society, and have cared about changing lives because they love and care for both. A few days ago, on Morning News, Jason Mraz sang a song titled Have It All. I thought of your class as I jotted down some of the lyrics. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you always lead from beating in your chest. Here's to the lives that you're going to change. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. May you get a gold star on your next test. That's that NCLEX, guys. May your educated guess always be correct. Oh, I want you to have it all. In conclusion, I hope this beautiful array of color data about these graduating nursing students and their future nursing career will also lead to health improvements just like Florence Nightingale, increased life expectancy, and you'll save hundreds of lives. Our hope as faculty is that each of you graduates experience the lyrics today from the Macklemore song, I Feel Glorious. I feel glorious. I got a chance to start again. I was born for this. It's who I am. How could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. I feel glorious. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brooks, for your enthusiasm, your passion, and your support of all of us. You're just amazing, just amazing. And thank you for explaining the class and describing them in quantitative and qualitative measures. And hopefully the test will be pretty easy, but I think you guys can make it. All you have to do now is get your pens and then walk across the next stage too. So today has a lot of possibility. Now I've got to find out where we're at here. I'd like to invite Heather Kendall to the stage, Dr. Heather Kendall, and she's going to help me with the distribution of the pens.
You guys ready? All right. Ann Allgaier. Rachel Allgaier. Maeve Arthur. Brooke Baird. Tristan Bennett. Ariana Brandt. Kat Brown. Trevor Brown. Aubrey Cook. Megan Cordova. Madeline Cowell. Amaris DeLong. Lacey Dremel, RN. Samantha Ducalo. Darylyn Dunn. Kaylee Duval. Christina Eskine. Katie Flynn. Edna Frimpong. Sarah Hake. Paige Hansen. Chase Holmes. Nikayla James. Shauna Jennings. Hannah Cruzy. Elizabeth Lawson. Emma Martinez. Taylor McNeil. Jordan Miller. Nicole Mills. Kirsten Peebles. Kaylee Pratzman. Lydia Reynolds. Shelby Schultz. Abigail Sisk. Estacia Sinclair, RN. Madison Stats. Christy Stevens. Davin Tomlinson. Cassandra Veal. Casey Webster. Lucy White. Lisa Whitmore. Matt Wiederholt, RN. Bethany Williams. Susanna Wilson. Congratulations to the graduating class of May 2019.
I would now like to invite Darylyn Dunn to the stage to offer some remarks on behalf of the class.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I remember when I received the email from Dr. Kendall. I opened the email and the first thing that I saw was congratulations. I couldn't even breathe. And then I'm just so excited, guys. And I know you guys are so excited to be here. I opened the email, said congratulations, and all I could do was celebrate. I'm here on the stage. I feel like a duck on the water. Above the surface is nice and smooth, but underneath, just trying to keep it together. My goal today is to raise your awareness regarding our resilience and challenge you to inspire others to be resilient. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines resilience as an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Basically, these last 4 semesters have given us superpowers. We can bend, stretch, turn, do anything to us, but we're gonna get back up and get things done. In just over 2 hours, we all will have 3 additional letters behind our names, BSN. I'm going to share with you guys lessons I've learned in nursing school about being resilient. The first example that I'll start with is my story. 10 years ago to the day, May 2009, I earned a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry. I had my entire career planned. I was going to do this, and then in 5 years, I was going to do that. But for the first time in my life, I was faced with a new challenge. I was challenged to put someone else's needs before my own, and that was my beautiful daughter, Taylor. After graduation, so many people approached me and asked, "You worked so hard. You got a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry. You gonna stay home?" Absolutely. Absolutely. Essentially, this is what we are all doing. We worked for 4 semesters. We've made so many sacrifices. And at the end of this, what are we gonna do? We're gonna care for other people. We're putting other people's needs before our own. So we've been bent, compressed, stretched, and everything else, but we found our way. The only thing we have to do is take that small little test, guys, called the NCLEX. The next example I want to touch is the power of support. During this journey, we've been encouraged to lean on one another to become a family. We have depended on our friends and our family to support us through reaching all of our goals. Speaking of family, I would like to personally thank my family and friends and everyone in here, family and friends, for supporting us through these 4 semesters. Will you please stand up and allow us to give you a round of applause? Everybody, please stand up and allow us to give you a round of applause. Thank you. I would like to also thank all of our MWSU's faculty and staff for all of the countless emails, phone calls, cheat sheets, answering of questions, because we all know I like to answer a question or 5. Thank you guys so much for all of the support during these last 4 semesters. Finally, I want to speak to paying it forward. Through this journey, we've had so much support. We've had so many people invest and believe in us, even when we didn't see it in our own. When we set out into the world, we will be faced with the opportunity to help, support, and encourage others. There'll be good days and there'll be bad, but remember to help others and encourage them. In conclusion, we all have a gift of resiliency. I want to challenge you guys to use your resiliency when we get out into the world and challenge other people to be resilient, because these 4 years of nursing school, after that, we can do anything. Thank you, guys.
Darylyn, thank you for your words. Thank you for your own resilience, too, and presenting this today. The last thing on our list is to get to see a class video, so we'll get that started.
Way. The job's a joke, you broke away. It's like you're always
Such an amazing class. On behalf of the nursing faculty, I'd like to extend my sincere congratulations to the class of May 2019. For the registered nurses who are in the audience, would you please stand? Anybody? Registered nurses? We're proud of your leadership and dedication to our profession, and now I'd like them to stand with our students as well. And we are going to get ready to get the next party started. Please join me as members of the profession. So those nurses that have stood and those nurses over here, we welcome you, and you are now peers, and we thank you for choosing Missouri Western, and we look forward to the accomplishments that you're going to have in the future. Now, finally, we'd like to, before I go out, I just want to point out there's a few things left in the back. If you didn't get some refreshments before heading over to commencement, you're certainly welcome to. Our commencement's going to be happening at Spratt Memorial Stadium, and I'd like to ask the audience to remain seated until we leave, but then you're welcome to come out and greet your graduates. Thank you.